Awesome. All right. Welcome to episode 36 of Roid Rage. We have Krystle back with us today.
Still here, guys.
She's still here. She's keeping us all sane and out of jail, generally speaking. And on that note, we've spent a lot of time talking about the mechanics of how we actually mine asteroids. Today, we're going to talk about the rules of the game that enable us to do so. So Krystle, who technically is here to help us drive our business, is also a lawyer by trade. She came up, she knows space law very well. She started at SpaceX. And so she's going to help us understand, like, what's the legal framework, I think that's the right word to use here, that actually makes asteroid mining a thing. So we're going to start off with first and say, like, what does the law say, and that, like, what legal systems actually justify this? So there's an international and then there's a U.S. one, right? Like, where do you want to start, U.S. or international?
Wherever. I mean, I think this is kind of like, at least at AstroForge.
International. Let's go.
This
What
is
do we
all
do?
common knowledge here at the company. So I think
It
we
is?
can all kind of, I mean, the Outer Space Treaty and the Competitiveness Act of 2015, like that's why we have a business model, is based on that act.
I would bet that if you polled our employees, 45% would be able to say that.
That's a very direct number, and I think it's much, much lower. Also, I'll say, Krystle, you do this whole like space. You invite me to all these lawyer events that I go to, and everybody asks the same question. So it's not even clear in the legal world. I don't
It's
think
actually
you
very
guys
clear.
know.
In fact, earlier today, I spoke with the lawyer who supported the committee that passed the 2015 Act.
He's the lawyer.
He was the one counsel embedded with that team.
Okay.
Right. So thank you, Senator Ted Cruz. Thank you, everybody that made that happen. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that makes it very clear under U.S. federal law. I mean, I don't want to get to the punchline, but like we can actually go to a celestial body, mine it, and then own and transfer, sell, whatever we want to do with that portion that we mine. And
Do we have the exact
Capture.
language from that law? Because I was writing some legal bullshit.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was Krystle said we're going to
do,
start with
actually.
international, and then we went to U.S. law. So
Yeah.
which one do we want?
I can start with that. So yeah, we do actually have it. It's 51 USC 51303, asteroid resources and space resource rights. In general, a United States citizen, which also means company,
Okay.
engaged in commercial recovery of an asteroid resource or space resource under this chapter shall be entitled to any asteroid resource or space resource obtained, including to possess, own, transport, use, and sell that resource obtained in accordance with applicable law,
Okay.
including the international obligation. So that kind of is a
So
nod
that
to the
international
OST.
obligation is they like added that in to not piss off the UN or what?
But-
Yeah, what does that mean?
So they're basically saying that we understand that there's Outer Space Treaty,
Okay.
right? So there's do no harm. There's all these other things that, reasonable actor, kind of responsible actor expectations. So don't run afoul of that. But as long as you're in compliance with OST, you could also own and sell the part of the asteroid.
So as a U.S. company, we're completely
Correct.
within the realm of the law to go mine an asteroid and sell that shit for a lot of money.
Correct. So there's also Section B of that act that says safety of operations, which again is kind of like a nod, I think, to OST, which is avoid causing harmful interference, right? Which
To
I think
who?
also, no, but I think it also bodes well for us as far as like kind of a safety zone, right?
Hold on, who are we harmful interfering? What does that even mean?
I mean, I would interpret that as like if we do something to the asteroid and knocks it off orbit and puts it into a path with the Earth.
Oh, so my hostage Earth business model is maybe not
Probably
legal?
not a great one. No.
Okay,
No.
okay, that's good to know. It's
Hard
good
to
to know.
scale that too. You can really only use that once.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think about it, if you can hold the Earth hostage, like Krystle, how much money could we get out of the global GDP if we held the Earth hostage with an asteroid legally?
As not a
I have to
lawyer,
get-
I'm going to suggest that
I'll
you
have
don't
to
answer
get back to you on that.
Okay. So it says that we can go up and we can use this as long as we're, generally speaking, a good actor.
Just be smart. And again, this is kind of the term that lawyers love to use, whether it's torts or con law, reasonable, right? Just be a reasonable actor. Like just
Okay.
proceed reasonably.
Because I like to poke at things.
Yeah.
So reasonable, let's just say Deep Space 2 lands on an asteroid. We say, hey, we're going to declare a scientific area of study, which I think we can do under, is that U.S. or is it international law?
It's the international law.
International law.
OST.
Okay. Someone else launches another craft and goes to that same space.
Correct.
What can we do within reason?
So that's where the reasonable piece comes in, right? Like there's no specific like perimeter that you're entitled to, but there should be a reasonable perimeter that for safety reasons, interference reasons, that you should kind of, that you should be allowed to have, even if a second actor comes in, right? So you should kind of respect each other's space and just be reasonable.
Which means don't come to my goddamn asteroid, right?
I just saved you 3 years of law school. Like, basically everything comes down to, like, was it reasonable? Were you reasonable?
Okay.
There is some precedence here, though. Precedence. I can't even say that word, whatever, some legal word. When we go to the moon, we do this all the time, right? So, like, even the Apollo 11 landing site, other landing sites have this safety exclusion zone around it. So we do know how to go instigate them, how to put them out there, how to define them.
Yeah.
They're all actually defined the same way right now. That doesn't mean it's going to stay consistent on an asteroid, but I think for us being a purely scientific mission, especially doing a long duration science mission, it's going to be pretty important. The other thing that plays nicely into the legal framework is nobody else trying to go to the same asteroid as us. So, like, it's kind of like it's this law that doesn't really matter at this point in time.
But, like, if we're going to talk about our target publicly, it doesn't mean that somebody couldn't. Right? Like, that's like, if we say, hey, our target for the next one is 2026 Y078.
That would be hard because that would mean that the asteroid was discovered next year.
Making it up for illustrative purposes. But you get the point.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I want to
try
call you out on that bullshit.
Say one of our targets, and so then I was like, let me make up some random numbers. And I'm not a great random string generator. Sorry.
I think that the only people that could realistically get on an asteroid in a time frame from when we announce to when we launch is China. I think they have the capability to do it. They have the capability to land. They are definitely pushing forward on the science front. And yeah, you're right. Like that is going to be a big issue to us if China starts to compete with us on the same body that we go after. So it's nice to know we have these laws. I think the challenge to every law is always enforcement, right? You always read like these books about all the stupid laws in your city. Like, oh, you can't wear high heels on Thursday at 5. Like, nobody enforces it, so it doesn't matter. How is the UN or how is the world going to react if both us and China end up on the same asteroid? Like, what do we do? Are we going to, we're going to go invade China? China going to invade us? I hope that's not the case.
It's unclear. I mean, when it comes to deterrence and escalation, unless there's like a human life involved, it's still unclear what that would look like.
Yeah. Because one of the conceptually weirdest things about this is that the law says that we can own the things that we collect from it, but we actually can't own the body itself.
That's correct. Non-appropriation of the actual celestial body.
Yeah. Can we change the name to Matt, though?
Of the celestial
legally?
Body?
Yeah, legally.
I think it could get like a nickname, right? It's got like the...
I don't want a nickname. I just want to literally name it after myself, Krystle.
Not your kids.
No, myself.
I think that's just probably an afternoon of trying to hack into the JPL small bodies.
Is that what it is? That's just, ego-based?
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, that's probably more possible. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this back to... So we started in the U.S., so we'll just start there. So U.S. Space Act 2015 basically says, hey, we can go up, we can bring back anything that we extract from the asteroid.
Correct.
Do we pay import tax on that?
Look,
is there a tariff?
Listen, it's unclear.
Okay.
It's unclear. Well, I mean, it's got to enter into the Earth, and then there's going to be probably some port, right, that we'd have to enter through or from, depending on where we collect it. So
I mean, our two landing sites.
Land in the U.S., probably not.
Yeah, our two landing sites are one in the U.S., one in Australia, right? That we're both going after. So I don't think there. What if we land in the U.S.? I think it's definitely a concern if we land in Australia. What is the import tax on that? What does it look like? Where does the processing happen? If you actually look at the commodities markets in the world today, they're much more complex than we think, right? They're mined in a country, they're shipped somewhere else for processing, they're shipped somewhere else for sale, and like these things get pretty detailed. Mm-hmm. Hopefully we can keep it really simple and not have to worry about that for a long time.
This isn't some random space product that nobody else wants and it's valuable to us and we have to get it. Like this is like a very hot, literally a hot commodity. So I think that there would be parties that would be willing to solve this in exchange for the purchase.
Is there anything that you think we have to do to be successful that isn't clearly delineated in the 2015 Space Act?
Well, again, this exclusion zone is, again, just kind of like something reasonable. I think the, not non-appropriation of the actual celestial body. I don't think any of those are, I think there's other things. I think it's more about the launch, right? Like, anything from payload review to what kind of remote sensing we have. I think it's just more the different pieces of U.S. regulation that would be kind of monitoring us from launch.
Got it. Can you say more about what you mean by payload review?
So, the FAA or like the Office of Space Commerce, who we met with, and they understand what we're going to be doing. And as of right now, it's a non-issue, but they still want to know, what is the payload we're sending up? What is its intent? What is it going to be doing? What is it going to be? How is it coming back? All of those things. I think those are the upfront challenges we have than the more theoretical
Got it.
things.
Yeah, but let's go back. I mean, yeah, we're gonna have to review. We haven't talked about international and the 1967
Yeah, okay.
Outer Space Treaty.
I was going to go there after this. Yeah.
Give us an overview of what the hell that is?
Me?
Yeah,
This
you're
is
the lawyer,
old.
Krystle. Did you
It's-
study this shit in law school?
Listen, they came out with like space law courses after I graduated. So, I mean, there were a couple
But you were
universities that
what
specialized in it.
in high school when the space treaty came out?
Yeah. Pretty old and wise. So that was 1967, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you guys, listen, you guys already know more about this than I do. You guys thought about it. You built a business model around it before I started. So I think who's better than to articulate it than Matt in a very simple business.
It's complex. Here's the truth about the Outer Space Treaty. It's a little bit more complex and nuanced, right? It has some key frames in there that can be interpreted differently. And the good thing we know about international law is that when it benefits individual countries, it's seldom followed. So when we give America sovereignty on its critical mineral supply, nobody will care. We'll just leave the UN and be fine.
Well, that's the thing. The federal law in the U.S. is very clear. Are we that worried about, I don't know, international reciprocity? Maybe, but it's like, again, our commodity is so fluid. I feel like we would be fine just within U.S.
So it says
US
something that,
context.
yeah, I mean, like the international space law gives some broad statements that are a little bit hard to articulate and can be articulated. One of the things it says in there is that the use of space must be peaceful. And so we can say, cool, we're going to go mine critical minerals for the U.S. And that's, I think, to everybody, a peaceful use.
Don't do no harm.
What happens if we then sell them to a defense supplier? Are we still peaceful? What happens if it's used to build tanker ammunition? Is it still peaceful? Like, what level of removal do we need to be to make sure that we are still honoring that?
That is a really good point. So, if you think about ITAR, for example, right? Like, we probably couldn't sell it to China, right? If it's something that's going to be used in like bomber jets or whatever, anything, right? So I think there's like, yeah, it's a little tangential down the road, but I think like as long as it doesn't run afoul of maybe other laws, it would still be do no harm. I mean, I think.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess maybe a more practical example there is like it also doesn't say anything explicitly about who can own the resources.
It doesn't,
an
and to be
international
clear,
perspective.
there is the U.S. owns the moon rocks that it brought back, and so there is actually I don't know what you guys call it in the legal world, right? Some shit that happened before that presidents, whatever, that allows us to say like we can actually bring these things back and own them, right? The U.S. owns the moon rocks. Now, does that translate to asteroids? I don't know. Look, the reality is we go to all these space law conferences and all these lawyers ask me the same damn question every time, and I feel like a broken record saying this shit. I hope that we cause some real debate instead of some space law debate about this in the classroom, and we're actually able to bring this to the UN and say, like, here's what we're capable of doing. How do we all work on this as a nation, right? As a world platform to make sure that we can benefit the Earth. I think it's a really cool place to get to, and our job is kind of drive that home and actually get to it, right? Turn that theoretical law into real law.
Yeah, the best forcing function is actual execution.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what happens if Deep Space 5 gets to an asteroid, extracts a metric ton of platinum, and stalls, for lack of a better word, on the asteroid? It's there. Who is that material actually extracted? Because it hasn't left space yet. So could some other actor go and just like swoop up our spacecraft and go and take it back?
I mean, I'll say a little bit differently. It doesn't matter. If our spacecraft fails en route and we get stuck somewhere with that, like, yeah, sure. If somebody else goes out there, China goes out there and grabs the spacecraft and takes it back, like, good for them. I really can't say it any other way. Like, if we lost the mission and they save it, that's fine. I'm not really concerned about it at that point in time. I think that these are all things that maybe don't matter as much to me. I think the thing that starts to be a little different is when you take a step back, and for some reason the Spanish media keeps asking me about this. Spanish media has asked me now a couple different times about, hey, when you bring resources back, they need to be for the good of the planet. So how do you distribute that wealth equally among all countries in the world? I don't know. It's the honest truth. I have zero plans to do that. Sue me. I don't know. Maybe that'll be our first lawsuit.
Yeah, I think a
Krystle.
lot of this. No, I mean, I think there's a lot of like soft law or frameworks, right? But again, I think the most clarity we have is obviously the foundation of the OST, Outer Space Treaty, and then our 2015 Competitiveness Act. I mean, we have that. I think it's solid footing on our business model. But we still have challenges as far as like, what does that mission profile look like for regulatory purposes within our own country? Like that's probably the near term. We have to get there first.
Are we the only country that actually has spelled out that you can own the resources that you extract? Is there any other nation state that's done that? I don't know the answer.
I think
Yes.
Luxembourg and UAE have some frameworks as well,
And the Japanese.
and the Japanese.
The Japanese are very advanced on Astro. I mean, they sent the Hayabusa
Yeah.
missions. They've spent a lot of time on this, right, as they go into it. So I think those are the three countries off the top of the head that have realistic frameworks that also, as a new, have the capability of doing it.
Yep.
Mhm.
There's quite a few small laws that are passed in kind of third world countries that, like, I'm sure, I can't really follow.
Yeah.
I get reached out to a lot by them. It's always great. Like, you get some random guy from some third world country being like, oh, we just passed this law. What do you
Yeah.
I don't know how to respond to that.
It's just people are starting to think about this as a reality versus a theoretical. So it's encouraging.
Cool. There are advantages to being a first mover that are legal in nature, not just the business opportunity. And like, have we started to think about that or put that in place? That's probably the question I would start with there. If that's
Is there actually context for another company that's been a first mover that legally advantaged them? Like, do you have an example of that? I can't think of one, but I'm also not a lawyer and I actually hate law.
I don't know about. I mean, you look back, like I remember Swarm had something right with FCC, and then Varda with the FAA.
Well, Swarm did the most baller shit I
That's
ever
what I
heard of,
mean,
right?
like,
They
I
had
think-
launched a satellite and they were like, oh, hey, FCC, we would like the spectrum.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
exactly. So that's is that a legal advantage or it's more just kind of like
That's just called not listening to the law and then saying like, whoops. I mean, it's a great show. I would do it
Yeah.
too if those people didn't do it before us and now made it so we actually
Right.
have to do
Right.
But it was a great move by both of those
Yeah.
companies to get up there quicker. I think it was awesome.
Yeah, so I guess the question for you, Krystle, is like, as you think about this both on a business opportunity and a legal side, like how much of like we are the first mover right now that will be true for some amount of time until it's not. Like how much of that do you take into account how you think about our legal and our business strategy?
honestly, I think there's so much that we need to focus on near term. Like I'm not worried. I think that like with anything else, with emerging tech, like the regulations will shape and follow. And I think we get to have a seat at the table to help shape those as a US company with good intentions and wanting to keep US on top. Like,
Yeah, but has that actually played out? I mean, let's take a little bit of a hot button topic right now, which is SpaceX.
Yeah.
SpaceX clearly has actually not had that play out until they became more politically involved. Like them being first, them being the biggest company out there with launch, they still have had a lot of legal problems that they've had to get to by going and in a way trying to convince from the upper echelons of government. So do you think if we're first without having a political pull that will actually get that shaping, or do I need to become president?
I think a lot of times the government will look to the more emerging tech companies as kind of guideposts for like how they should be shaping the law. And I do think that some of these companies have been able to engage with the government and help those forthcoming regulatory, just get those shaped. I think we can do that. I think we have a lot of knowledge here. I think we have a lot of knowledge as far as like technical execution that we could help walk the government through what this would look like. And they can kind of decide like what's the best framework to capture this and make sure bad actors don't use this to do bad things.
So I don't need to be president.
You don't need to be president.
Thank God.
Yeah, we don't have the money for that campaign.
Yeah.
Like there'd be like a lot of crisis comms, and we just don't have the budget for that.
I got a lot. Krystle, I got a question for you. When we bring back our first load of platinum, who's the first person to sue us?
For what? Bringing it back?
I don't know.
It's
People
like
sue
I
people
said,
for
we
everything.
have
Who's
solid
the
footing.
first person?
We have solid footing.
I'm going to go with the UN.
Mm,
I think it's the UN. They love to sue people. Probably Russia. I hope we get sued by a country.
Some of these
don't
go
think
nowhere, and it's just more for the effect.
Yeah, but I
right?
kind of want to put it like, how cool would that be if Russia sued us?
I don't actually think it would be a nation state.
You think it'd be a person?
No, I think it would be another competitor. Like pick any big platinum-based mine.
Oh, you think it's gonna be a mine,
I
not
think
a
it'd be a
space company?
mine.
Oh,
Like at that point, like if I'm a mine and I'm saying, hey, someone just proved that you can pull the same resource that I pull from a place that has much
I
better
see.
publicity. I
Right.
don't have probably much lower cost basis. My only advantage at that point is I have a bigger balance sheet than you do.
That's true.
And
And you
so
can lobby.
so at that point I can lobby, I
Yeah.
can sue you, I can just like tie you up in like superfluous bullshit for
Mhm.
years and hope that that's distracting enough from a mission.
That is a
bring
tactic.
it on, Sabine Stillwater.
Yeah.
Who? What other?
Allegedly, you don't have to actually. I just said.
Actually, you know what? Can we sue them first?
You want a
Just-
preemptive sue?
Preemptive sue. It's preemptive strike. It's always the best way, right? All right, we'll get our lawyer, Krystle. Can you chat GPT this for Sabine Stillwater, and we'll see what we can do? Are
Oh,
they even
boy.
in operation, or they're shut down right
man.
now, right? So
No, I mean they're partially. Well,
Okay.
I mean they're big international companies. So like the Sabine Stillwater, I think you're referencing is the mine that's in
Montana.
Montana, and they are in partial operation right now. They're not in full operation.
Cool, we could sue. Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it would be sue. I think they could probably theoretically lobby like, oh, this isn't a good use of taxpayer money. It's cost too much. We can do it for much cheaper, with our mines. And it would be something creative like that. It wouldn't be like what you did is illegal or
It's like the
suing
Lockheed
you.
playbook. Okay, gotcha.
Do you worry about like? I guess Matt, this is a question for you. Like, we publish a lot about how we build our spacecraft. Do you worry about someone taking it and like I don't even think it has to be an established actor, but like another startup and saying like, hey, we need another business model, we need to pivot. Like AstroForge has put a bunch of stuff out there. It's not a cold start problem anymore. We actually sort of know how to think about some of the learned lessons. Like that's another avenue for like legal risk here.
Yeah, this might be a terrible answer in the way that I think when you understand my incentives for this company and why I'm here, right, to go explore the universe and to go see what's out there, if another startup takes our spacecraft and steals it and does it better than us, then that's kind of an awesome outcome. And I wouldn't actually be that disappointed in it. I'd be disappointed if no one commercially goes to deep space. I think that is the downside that I'm trying to protect against every day. And that's a big reason why we're super transparent about what we do. My incentive is not to become, look, we all want Porsches and Ferraris and like, I'm just like everybody else. That sounds great. That's not why I'm here every day. If I wanted that, I'd probably be AstroForge AI and we would, I don't know, index your fucking database or some bullshit. Like that's why we're not at AI companies, right? There's a bigger vision, a bigger goal here as a company.
So to summarize, you want to preemptively sue a competitor that probably doesn't care about us, but you won't care about suing somebody who steals our shit.
No, I won't sue the people that steal our shit.
Yeah.
I just want to preemptively sue someone.
Yeah. Okay.
We have a lawyer, and like,
I'm just trying
why
to
else
get,
would
like,
you have a lawyer on the team if it wasn't to preemptively sue people? What's the point?
Yeah, I'm just painting this opportunity for any of our 42 listeners who are thinking about like.
Oh, you rounded up? You rounded up?
I'm just
It's a
saying,
legal
like,
topic, so it's probably 20 listeners.
You're only worried about suing other companies, not that are in existence.
I think we
already.
should have more fun with preemptive suing. I don't know why we don't do it enough,
All right, we've had a meandering conversation about the legal ramifications of what we're doing. I think we got some advice. I don't know if we got any advice.
I mean, look,
I think we got a couple
is,
action items. Sue a couple,
Sure.
sue people,
Yes.
and
Sue
we're probably
people.
fine legally.
we are solid footing to mine and sell the resources we obtain from an asteroid.
and anything that happens after that, we are prepared for, but we have no line of sight into what that's actually going to be.
No, and we probably, I think, can have a seat at the table to
Could
help
you guys
shape this.
imagine me though at the UN, like speaking at the UN when they ask me all these questions? I would be.
I think the
phenomenal.
translation
that
would be
an
hilarious.
appropriate time for me to do LSD and watch that.
I mean, okay. Here's the deal: if I do speak at the UN,
Yes.
I will do it on LSD.
Amazing.
That's
You
a
know
better
what?
spot to do it, right?
Promise me you'll try. Promise me you'll try LSD first before you commit
Nope.
to that.
I think the first time I do LSD needs to be while I'm being interviewed by the UN. I think that would just be amazing, right? Like, yeah, world peace.
World peace.
World peace. Yep, that's exactly what we go for. All right. Well, I can't think of a better transition into mailbags. So let's go
Mailbag.
into
Do we have
mailbag.
a jingle yet for mailbag or no? Oh,
Oh, Krystle's
don't.
got this all down. We need a little poppy
we
jingle.
talked about this last.
ChatGPT a jingle.
We did.
Yeah,
I
like we should
wasn't
have a
even
little
here
jingle.
last
Last
week.
time I was on, we
Oh.
were like, oh, we should have a jingle for mailbag. Mailbag.
Yeah, that feels. Yeah, that's fair.
Okay,
We
add it
should.
in, Rachel. We need a jingle.
Okay. This is also the point where I say you, as the guest, get the opportunity to ask either Matt or I a question after the mailbag questions. So,
Okay.
start generating your questions.
Great.
This is from Matt, and this is going to go to Matt, unless Matt was super tricky and wrote himself a question. My question today is about your LV separation conops. Are you just screwed with all the electric prop system if the angular momentum imparted by tip-off is more than your action wheels can absorb? Or can you potentially commission the thrusters and gimbal system while tumbling and detumble that way? I'd love to hear how you're thinking about that risk.
If we get knocked off and we are above what the reaction wheels can bring back, we are in really bad shape. Absolutely. That is why we have way oversized our reaction wheels on Deep Space too. So they're actually about 5 times bigger than they need to be. Now, there's 2 reasons for that. Number one is to step up in what Rocket Lab's catalog is for reaction wheels, right? To go to the 5 reaction wheels. They make a lot of them, so we decided to jump up from 1 to 5s,
Okay.
and that's why. But yeah, we're not really concerned about it. We don't think it'll be an issue, but the reality is if we hit something on the way out, we tap something and it spins it really quick, like I guess we just go get other jobs. Is there anywhere else I'm employable at this point?
No.
Yeah, could you give me a legal job, Krystle? I'd be pretty badass at it, I think.
Yeah, we could probably.
We'll
do
hit up
that.
some lawyers and see if they'll invite me to the
Yeah.
firm.
You could be like the savant that didn't go to law school, but somehow is smarter than all the lawyers.
By the way, what was your score on the LSAT?
Are you trying to make him? What was that terrible show that was on?
Right.
For a
Remember
while?
that show?
Yeah.
What show?
Okay.
Are you talking about Rain Man?
Is it Suits?
Suits. Yeah.
I think it is
there you
Suits.
go.
I actually
Yeah.
never watched lawyer shows. I just know.
Is that what?
that's-
Is that where Meghan Markle became
Yes.
famous?
Correct.
Yeah. That is
Correct.
the Meghan Markle show. Yeah.
I thought you were
gorgeous.
talking about Rain Man. That's what I think of myself as.
Let's go hit the tables.
I'm down.
So down for Vegas after.
What was your
realize
LSAT score, Crystal?
I don't remember.
You do remember,
I
and
really
it wasn't.
don't.
Was
no,
it
I
not that
literally
good?
don't. No, I really don't remember.
Okay.
I got a full scholarship for what it's worth.
All right.
So
All right.
Yeah.
probably decent.
All right. This is from Robert. Regarding the insert test puck posts. That's a mouthful. I'm going to start that over again. Regarding the insert test puck post, is this the straight weight pull or is there side loading or dynamic loads applied?
Oh boy.
I have no fucking idea. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't know. I wasn't here for the test.
I'm
I saw
pretty
the
sure it
post
was-
like you did. I actually thought that it was cool because our videographer took a whole bunch of pictures and it reminded me of like the iPhone pictures, how they do the different colors. So that's what I actually cared about was the stylistic art behind it.
You were here for the looks, not the
I was here
science.
for all looks, no substance.
Yeah,
It's pretty
okay.
typical with CEOs.
I'm pretty sure Kyle said that was just a static one, but don't quote me on that. We will find that out.
I
for
think
you,
it was
Robert.
just an orthogonal straight weight down pull
Yeah.
with that was weighted. But
Yeah.
yeah, don't quote us because we actually have no idea.
Robert. We'll figure that out and then we'll email you on that one.
We're not gonna follow up, Robert.
Hey, I
what-
said we're
don't-
gonna do it. We will do it. Robert,
Don't say we. Chap will be emailing you, Robert, and you. I'm not following
Robert,
up on
I will
that
send
shit.
you a personal email with the answer to that.
And I hope that answer's wrong.
It would be real embarrassing if I go through the trouble of trying to figure out the actual answer and then send him the wrong answer. All right, last one from Mike. As after AstroForge secures a steady revenue stream from selling platinum grade metals from asteroids, how might you further innovate and help our species? I'm guessing you wouldn't be very interested in improving mining processes on Earth. So, what other deep space opportunities seem particularly intriguing?
I don't know if that's true. I mean, our goal as a company is to allow the human race to increase in what its total market share is. Like, we are limited by the input of materials into all our factories, into all our processing, into everything we create as a species today. That has been the crux for a long time and continues to be. So, does that mean we won't look at different techniques to mine at the Earth? Absolutely not. Like, we are at our heart a mining company for the human species, and part of that involves the critical minerals on asteroids. There's plenty of critical shit on Earth that isn't in high concentrations in asteroids. I'm not going to say that we won't go look at that as we go into the future. But again, I think as a whole, I want to take the world GDP and expand it. That's what we're trying to do as a company.
Yeah, I mean, Matt and I were both at NASA JSC last week, and one of the things we said is like we are a critical materials access company. We also have deep space capabilities, but at the end of the day, we are thinking about what is our global supply chain, or U.S. supply chain, and off-world has to be part of the solution.
But it doesn't have to be the only solution.
It doesn't have to be the only solution.
Is there anything else in deep space that you're interested by?
Aliens,
I thought,
obviously. Like,
Is that part of the resource?
I don't know if you think about it. Like, I think aliens could actually be a really good resource today. So I've been shopping recently for a wiener dog.
I'm sorry,
And
what?
We love. I want to buy a wiener dog, right? I'm going to buy a wiener dog, I should say. My wife is not very happy about this, but it's going to happen. And we love pets. Could you imagine if we found an alien species of pet and we could bring it back and sell it? So maybe aliens can be a commodity, chap. Next question.
Wow.
Krystle, pull us out of this nosedive, please.
Oh my God.
So quick.
Oh, speaking of which, I actually flew a plane this weekend.
Like,
Speaking
you
of
piloted
nosedive.
it?
Yeah.
Did you not nosedive?
I had to you kind of have to upon
Yeah.
upon approach. So it's kind of like freaky.
Are you trying to become a pilot?
I was just taking the safety training as like a companion of a pilot.
Okay, got it. So you got to like.
But I was in the actual pilot seat.
This
That's
is
awesome.
probably. This is one of the key indicators of net worth for any human. As soon as you meet people and they're like,
Wildly different
I'm
responses
trying to
here.
become a pilot, all you think about is like, ching, 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 ching. Money signs are going off in my eyes. So, Krystle, next round, I'll let you know about investment in the company as well.
It's just about being safe if I happen to be on a plane.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
What
That's
it feel
not,
like?
has nothing to do with like landing a little Cessna single prop is not going to keep you safe on a 737. It's completely different aircraft.
Correct.
I think the implication is that she is flying on smaller planes.
Smaller
So
planes.
if there is a scenario
Correct.
in which
Yes.
Did you guys buy a plane?
We have not bought one yet. Still in the market.
I like you looked at me for.
If anyone has any good recommendations.
Chap, do you want a plane?
I don't, and like it's not going to be my expression of yeah.
Oh,
Like,
it's going to be mine as soon as I can afford. I'm having the most
Well, if anyone
baller
has any
plane.
good recommendations on a good, family
Airbus A380 with the pool.
cargo plane, get to Vegas, San
cargo
Francisco.
plane.
Well, I mean, in a sense that like can hold kids and cargo,
Got it. Okay. Cool.
right?
Are you putting your kids in the cargo bay?
Might.
I just.
I mean, I don't know. It depends on how many kids we end up having. Right now, 3, so we're good.
Okay.
We're good.
A380. I think they're on sale right now. You can get them, and they're pretty easy to maintain.
Okay. All right, Krystle, pull us out of this. What question do you have for either Matt or I or both of us?
Okay, I'll go with Matt first. So,
You get one question. You don't get
What?
to pick first.
oh, I have to.
You
I
can
only
have, you can have 2 questions.
Okay.
This is my segment. I get to control it.
All right,
So you get 2
fine.
questions.
I just don't think we advertise this enough. I mean, we do in smaller circles, but like, I think the scrappiness of our team for Deep Space 2, like our costs, the timeline, I think all of it is just exceptional. And I think it's really like refreshing for our industry. And if you can just speak to that a little bit, like just tout our team a little bit as far as like how
It's a terrible question. It's a statement, Krystle.
statement.
You are correct. No, look, I think we have to realize that if we're going to commercially be able to explore the universe, like we can't actually do it in the same way that other people do it. And you hear a lot of founders come and be like, we're better than NASA. And it's actually not true at all. We're probably worse than NASA. We don't have the years of experience. We don't have the talent. That what we do have is a different constraint set. And so what we've really set out to say, and we've said this pretty clear, is like, we're going to go to near-Earth asteroids that are metallic. And if we build a spacecraft and we show up to an asteroid that is not metallic, let's say it's a stony asteroid, guess what? We actually have no way to land on it. And we have no system that is a backup to land on it. We have no idea what to do with it. So we just will not be successful on that mission. And so what we've chosen to do is add a lot of constraints. And by adding more constraints, you can keep your team size smaller. You can keep what you're taking on smaller. And you can push really hard. And like all startups are going to require superhuman effort to get there and be successful. There's nothing special with us. I mean, SpaceX, whatever company you look at, all these companies in our days require you to put in a lot of time to try to change the world. But I think the constraints are what really allow us to do it cheaper with a super small time and team and take a shot at it. We also got to get it fucking right. And like, it doesn't actually mean that we're correct. I want to be very clear. Putting those constraints in and having the team size limitation we do at 50 people and the capital limitation we do is all great in theory. Deep Space 2 is going to tell us if it's correct. And if we fail on Deep Space 2, guess what? Maybe the thesis is wrong. I think we have to be very open to understanding that.
Yeah. I mean, it's worth it to try. And I think the constraint drives focus as well, right? It just drives more focus from the team.
Absolutely.
Chap, when are we formally changing your title to Chief Gold Digger? Are you open to that?
Oh, I'm fine with that. I've already told the team that
Great.
the first gold that we bring back, I'm just going to have a desk piece that just says Chief Gold Digger.
That is after my platinum grill.
It's separate metals.
Platinum grill.
Yeah, Paul Wall grill from
You're
the
gonna
early
wear it?
2000s. I'm gonna get it installed, Krystle. What do you mean wear it? I'm gonna get that shit
I'm
permanently
holding you to this.
attached.
I'm holding you to this.
Please, that'd be so amazing.
Okay, I'm putting it in. You're signing
Yep.
a contract.
Also, just because you brought it up, if you've not with your kids listened to Paul Wall's kid songs,
Paul Wall has kid songs.
Oh my
just
god.
Paul Wall and Gracie, just like
Okay, that'll be the next thing. I already listened to a lot of
Amazing.
inappropriate songs with my kids, so hopefully they're
no,
a little
this is
more
like
appropriate.
actually kid appropriate, and they
Okay.
just like have adult appropriate beats.
By the way, for the
It's
last
great.
month, I've been playing Gold Digger by Kanye, and I had to stop.
it's yeah.
Can we make the outro to this Gold Digger?
Nope.
Done.
Not at all.
All right, let's go.
All right. On that note, thank you for episode 36. We sort of talked about law. We talked a lot about a lot of random things, but that is what you come to expect out of this episode. So thank you very much, and we'll catch you next time.